Welcome to the Gong Show with Neil and Tyler.
Bye, darn.
Hey guys, seriously, thank you guys for listening, tuning in on the YouTubes and the podcast, the Stitcher, the Spotify, reading the transcribed notes of this,
Or the
back
AOL.
alley of Japan.
Oh, my in-laws.
No.
My mother-in-law.
No.
While we were on vacation,
Don't say it.
she handed me her phone and she said, Neil, can you please help me with my AOL?
Okay, this did not go where I
said,
thought it
I'm
was.
sorry, what? And she handed it to me, and she does everything in the app, in the AOL app. Her mail is there, and she said, I want to change the settings and this kind of stuff. And Gina's off the side. She goes, well, Mom, why don't you just search it? She goes, no, I like it all there. She goes, but it's sending you a lot of junk. She goes, no, it filters all that stuff out. And I realized when she handed me the phone, this might be the one time where I don't know what to do next, because the last time I saw AOL was on the disc with 10,000 free hours.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I have no idea.
Did you tell her that's how you do it? You just slide the disc in the side of your phone. You just
I
you
should have.
You have to grind the disc down, and then you pour it into the phone
Let's
jack.
go
of
to
your phone.
Redbox and get you that free disc.
Get you that disc, or you just go do what we did and go to our neighbors and steal them out of there.
Although I don't want to brag, I was able to figure it out 100% accidentally. She's not going to listen to this podcast.
We're safe.
None of yins better tell her either. Oh,
Don't you
she's
put
so
this in her
mad.
AOL app so
Don't
she
you
knows
do
what a
that.
podcast is. Not only does she have to get the podcast, she has to be explained to what it was.
Hey, we are not talking about AOL
No, we're not.
this
But-
time.
but
on...
real quick, before
Yes.
we start, no, guys, I'm going to give you a reason to stick around. At the end of this, we are going to tell you our first and our weirdest AOL screen names we ever had. Not related to the topic, but a teaser trailer.
Wow.
That's not what this is. It's a thing at the end.
Stick around to the end.
For the epilogue
Wow.
with the spiral. What are we talking about? I said spiral. That's not a word. Go ahead. It is, but it's not the right word.
It is a word.
Go, Neil.
It's a word. Hi, my name's Neil.
I'm Tyler.
Welcome to Tyler and Neil Explain Everything podcast.
Everything.
This week, we are talking about streaming services. Oh my gosh.
You're thinking to yourself, this is what I hope they talk about, because they kind of, it's like we tiptoed around it with the Office talk, whenever we talked about the Office episode and whenever we did the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
Now we're deep diving.
Yeah.
It's a deep dive, Neil. We're jumping off not the regular diving board.
Hold your breath, kids.
The upper top, the upper deck, if you will, and we're going to jump off that upper deck and just
Yeah.
jump right down on the water. Going to deep dive down to the bottom. Everybody's going to be a little concerned because we're not
Deep-
coming up right at the
deep
first.
dive.
It's a deep dive in the.
It's
in the
gonna
deep end.
it's gonna be incredible.
So good. Or good. It'll just be good.
It will be better than you thought.
It'll be pretty adequate.
Lower your expectations
But-
right now.
But raise your eyebrows.
Okay. Lower your expectation, raise your eyebrows. I like
Mm-hmm.
that. That's the name of our next podcast.
Next
after this one doesn't make it.
Yeah, after we cancel this one, because
Yep.
we'll be just like on the last podcast with Logan Paul. We're gonna become so successful, we won't listen to anybody. We're gonna go over the top.
Yep.
And you guys are gonna shut down.
This podcast will be 4 hours long.
Yes. Because we're never gonna get to the topic. Let's get to the topic. Neil.
Streaming services.
Streaming services.
So at this point in history, we are on the verge of what I believe will be the end of cable. It should be the end of cable.
it is for so many areas of the world that have access to decent internet.
Even if you don't have access to decent internet, it
It's
should
gonna
still
end
be the
anyways.
end of it.
Well,
of
and it
all.
is, and you know why? And let's start with this, because we're going to talk about different subscribing services and all that. But I want to clarify why it's time. If you were like, I'm going to hold out because I want to do my cable and all this and my network TV, who pays for NBC to play that show you like? Who pays? How do they afford Law and Order on television?
Metamucil commercials,
Commercial
Metamu-
specifically Metamucil
yes.
commercials.
type 2
But
diabetes commercials.
do they
for
do a
sure.
lot of those?
Oh gosh, yes. That's their target audience.
That's pretty cool. My mom has seen them then because she loves it.
Ice-T, as he once said. So you're telling me?
That's his name, and there's diabetes. That sounds like it's misleading.
Whoa, you're right.
Because that could hurt somebody.
I was talking
right?
about
I don't understand diabetes, but I feel like
SVU.
iced tea is bad for you.
It is.
So they pay for it with commercials. Here's the deal. Did I say something inappropriate?
No, I just love what we just did.
Oh,
We should cut this one and just end it now. The last 30 seconds were
We
my
promised
favorite of any
We
episode.
promised them our screen names.
Okay,
We
you're
can't
right.
cut it yet, Neil.
So tell us about this.
They get their money from commercials.
Yes.
That's how those network shows do. Is anyone watching commercials? No,
No.
except for during the Super Bowl. And you know when the last time they watched them before that Super Bowl? The previous Super Bowl. So marketers are wasting money, but they're still dumping it into it. When they realize they can get a more targeted audience and more attention by putting it into Instagram ads, Facebook ads, influencer marketing, then they're going to shift their money out. When that money comes out of those commercials,
Right.
those stations have to start cutting shows.
Yep.
And then they have to figure out, well, because they are trying to figure out now these apps. And they're trying to start their own apps.
Yep.
You know, like, that's the thing. NBC has had a streaming service for 8 years.
Nobody's
but it's
going to.
terrible.
Right.
Nobody's going to NBC.com to watch Grey's Anatomy.
Yep.
They're going to Hulu, which is really just pulling it from NBC.
Right.
But they're going to these things because those streaming services figured out how to put video in better. Sorry.
If you guys don't mind, I want to pause for a second and just thank one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
Squarespace is helping out, which is every single YouTube video and podcast. Listen, that's
I just paid
people are
Squarespace
trying
$6.
to figure out how to fit the advertising into their content without it feeling like it's a commercial, because people know what monetization is. They do all that. This is why cable television cannot last in its existing form. I'll say this. This all started back in the writer's strike about, gosh, what was this?
2010? Was it 10?
Yeah, somewhere between 2007 and 2010, somewhere in there. There was a writer's strike.
That's a
and
nice way of saying you think it was 2007.
I think it was.
It was 2007.
Was it
Wow,
really?
Neil.
Was it?
November 5th, 2007.
Okay.
Wow, Neil.
Well, what happened is the reason why there was this writer strike is because they wanted a slice of the pie. They knew that things were going to go towards streaming, and their current contracts weren't set up that way. So when you see all this stuff going towards streaming, it has been in action right now for the last 12 years. It's always been heading this direction. So you might be hearing about things like, well, what are all the different platforms that are coming?
Oh, so we know about Netflix.
Yep.
We know about Hulu, which, by the way, Disney bought Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they
So if
bought
you think
that.
you're getting away from Disney, you're not.
You're not. Then you've got Amazon Prime,
Yep.
which I do for the shipping, but also Amanda has 2 shows that we pay monthly, so she can watch 5 episodes a year. So those are the 3 big players until now. Now we're seeing Disney Plus is coming in. You've got Yahoo tried to make a jump at it, unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Who else?
Yeah.
What else? Other.
Well, I think one of the biggest ones right now is YouTube TV.
Oh, YouTube TV.
I honestly believe that one right now, out of all of them, that one makes the most sense. Netflix, I think, has more of a following, but YouTube TV makes.
It's financially like the best option that somebody should invest their money in.
If you're going to cut cable, what would you suggest people go to?
Well, Netflix, because especially if you're just getting on Netflix, there's a huge library you can go watch right now. So if the people that are on Netflix for a long time, they're like, oh, well, I've already seen everything. When the movies come out Friday or something, shows come out Tuesday, movies come out Friday. I would definitely say YouTube TV, though. If you're going to do one thing, YouTube TV. Because you can literally build your Netflix, because it'll pull in DVR, unlimited DVR, in the cloud across every channel. So I could say, I like Walking Dead, add to library.
Yep.
Anytime Walking Dead ever comes on, old episodes or new episodes, it records it from any channel it's on and saves it into organized seasons by episode playlists with descriptions. It is creating my Netflix for me.
Yeah.
I'm saving shows right now that I think my kids will want to watch in 3 to 5 years. Like, because The Office is going off of Netflix. I click to save The Office so my kids can watch it, because I'll have every episode.
There. Right.
Like, I want it to subscribe to all the other services. I can pull it from there.
You can watch YouTube TV through your Apple TV. You can watch it on any device, tablet, phone, any of those kind of things. YouTube TV just makes the most sense.
Yep.
Netflix, I think, is the heavy hitter right now.
Yeah.
After that, I would say it probably goes to Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu, Hulu's pulling a lot from network. It's like YouTube TV, but it's not, I don't think, as good. Streaming doesn't work as well. There's more, you can't fast forward through all the commercials like you can for YouTube TV.
Well, there is a benefit if you pay for YouTube TV. That means you have YouTube Premium, which actually does have some added benefits.
You don't have to.
You don't have to?
No, I pay extra for that for you guys.
Okay. So what a good friend you are.
Yeah, I am.
So you can actually download videos off of YouTube.
Yeah, that's with YouTube
to
Premium.
watch later.
That's
Yeah,
separate than YouTube TV.
Well, that is incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I love doing that. I'm sorry I ruined.
No, that was
But
good.
you ruined me with the 2007. But you
so
were
sorry.
a lot nicer about it. You're like, oh yeah, your answer could be right, or it could be the answer I had.
It could be that
I
it's
like
one
you
of these two
stretched it
dates.
down to 2007. You're like, yeah. And I'm
could be
like,
that.
yeah, you're being nice.
November
Correct.
4th.
November.
So those are the major players right now, but there are some that are coming out. Apple, is it Apple Plus? Or is it
Yeah.
Apple
I don't remember what they're called.
Streaming. I'm not really sure what that one's called. And I don't even know if we have a launch date for that yet. Disney Plus is the new kind of heavy hitter that is most people are excited about or talking
Yeah.
about. And there are a few different reasons for that. When is that?
It's Apple TV Plus. Is what
Apple TV Plus.
Now they're getting in the streaming game. I mean, they have all the reason to be good because they're the device that everybody's watching it on.
Right.
So
So you might as well.
you might as well. But that's the thing though. Apple's had a string of stuff they've thrown out like that just didn't catch on. Like I don't know anybody that uses Apple Music and pays for that.
No, I know one guy.
Oh, and do we even like him?
No,
Oh, good,
not at all.
good. Yeah, but
You know they're doing away with iTunes?
are they really? Were they just calling it music?
I don't know what they're calling it, but they're just doing away with iTunes.
So you're just not. Then you're not just gonna buy it?
I don't know how they're going to do it.
Do you,
When's the
can
last time
call
you used
Jeff
iTunes?
Apple? What's his name? Tim Cook.
Johnny Appleseed?
Johnny Appleseed and many sons.
Yeah, they're getting rid of it. Okay, so Disney Plus is the big one.
That's gonna be the heavy hitter, and here's why: is because if you're a parent and you're looking at 5 different streaming services because your cable's been broken up and scattered, you got HBO, you got Stars, you got Amazon Prime, you got all these.
Stars.
Prime, I think, has a really good lane because of the 2-day shipping. So it's like would I subscribe to Prime if it wasn't included with my 2-day shipping? Probably
Absolutely not.
But since it's included in there, it's like they're like, here's a necessity. We'll throw it in on top of it.
Right.
And it's like a bonus, but they're together. If they ever split it, I don't know. I would probably want to drop the Prime Video.
I think they just want a slice of the pie.
They really do. And they're finding a smart way to get in on it.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, it's how Netflix did it with DVDs, and they threw in, hey, a streaming service for $8.
You're welcome, Dad.
Yeah, your dad uses streaming
My
service.
dad.
So smart.
Still.
But here's the thing: when you're looking at the different services, if you're a parent of small kids, your number one draft pick, you're like, oh, LeBron James is in this draft. Your LeBron James is the Disney Plus. It's your Zion Williamson. You have to pick it first, whether you want to or not, because that's what's most important. Because that's what your kids are watching.
Yep.
That's where all of those Disney shows, every Disney movie,
Everything you already like is there.
already there. Here's the thing. Earlier you were talking and you were naming off all the original content that Disney's making just for their app. What
Right.
were some of them?
Well, you're saying with
Like the Mandalorian?
Oh, so The Mandalorian is coming out. Jon
Star
Favreau,
Wars, right.
Star Wars, right. That is all original content that is
Yeah.
already, like, they're talking about the technology that they're using to film that is very similar to the technology that was just used to film The Lion King, which will change the way that movies are made.
Yeah.
And they're already working on season 2 and 3.
Okay, so
They
they're
haven't even
greenlighting.
finished season 1. That's just one show.
Yeah, and they're investing in it. And that's new shows that only can be seen on there.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Loki, which is a spinoff of
Everything-
the top grossing movie of all time.
Right.
It's a spinoff out of there.
Everything that Marvel just announced, actually almost half of what Marvel just announced in phase 5 or 4? Phase 4. So phase 4 or phase 5? Phase 5 is a game.
Yeah, phase 4 is what they're starting.
Okay, so they've got a Hawkeye show.
Yep.
They have oh gosh, I'm totally drawing a blank. They have 2 or 3 other ones that are coming out that are streaming content. So instead of making a movie to do it, they will actually put out shows. And they know they've got people hooked already.
Oh, yeah. And this is new stuff.
Yeah, this is
They're about to bring in, like, what's the number one show on Netflix?
What?
Number one viewed show on Netflix right now.
The Office?
The Office. They didn't create it. It is a brand before it came on there.
Right.
Disney's bringing the largest library of successful movies in the history of the world and putting it on their app. So as soon as they can pull it back from all the places, Netflix and all these other places, they're going to going to be successful.
Yes.
Do we need to stop for that person?
It is a guarantee that what they do with that platform will be successful.
Yep.
It's just a matter of, do you keep open all of your other platforms? So right now we have regular cable, but we have YouTube TV. I am hoping that I can get rid of regular cable, but we also pay for Amazon. We don't pay for Hulu Actually, Hulu had a deal that they had with Spotify recently, and you may still be able to get it.
Sign up, you get free Spotify or something like that?
Yeah, no, if you sign up and have Spotify, they will add to a new subscription. They'll add Hulu. Now it does include commercials, but it has everything that you would want to record. I think it was like a dollar. No, it was $1.
When did you? What year did you pull? You still haven't pulled the plug on cable?
No,
How much you paying for cable right now?
probably $45 a month.
Okay, we signed up in 2010. Was when we got DirecTV installed. I called, no joke, 2 weeks later. Called DirecTV and said, "Yeah, I don't need this. Can you please cancel?" They said, "You signed a 2-year subscription." I was like,
gosh.
"I ain't got time to read that." 2012, the day it ended, I called and canceled DirecTV. Have been on Netflix and Hulu ever since.
Exclusively.
Exclusive. And then about a year or two ago, I got on YouTube TV. So that was me getting cable.
Yep, yeah.
I didn't get network TV. And like we were fine. We survived. Like it was.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. If you're doing Netflix or Hulu or any of those, you're more focused in what you watch. It's not like,
Right.
oh, let's just turn on Everybody Loves Raymond and let it play
Hulu
for
has
4
live
hours.
sports. Hulu has live sports.
pretty-
I mean, that's really
That's
the
a
only
pretty
reason
good-
why you need, I think, network cable.
Yeah, absolutely. Is live sports,
Is
which
live
now you
sports.
can get on YouTube TV. And
Oh, yeah.
honestly, they've talked about Netflix getting like live services, like live events, things like that. Which now they've got weekly series, like Hassan Minaj's whatever his show is. It's
Coming
once
out
a week.
All right. So a study just came out. This happened yesterday. We've already done an entire episode on The Office. But when Netflix loses The Office, 30% of all Netflix subscribers have said they will leave.
Where's the
that
survey?
platform.
Where's that survey come from? Just like is this like a
Netflix actually ran the study. They did it themselves.
They said if we get rid of Office, what you gonna do? And everybody's like, bounce, boy,
Yeah.
bounce. I'm
And
gonna bounce.
then they know what people's viewing history is. They know what people's preferences are. They know all that kind of stuff.
Dude, okay. So I was listening to somebody talk about this, and that's what I want to bring up when we talked about this. I said talk about this twice, 3 times now.
Let's talk about it now.
Let's talk about this. Welcome to Rhett and Link. Good Mythical Morning. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
That's their intro. That's for you, Wesley. Here's the advantage I think Netflix has. Netflix, well, one, they got a lot of money. That's always helpful. But number 2 is they were about 5 to 7 years ahead of everyone else in doing online streaming. You know what they, like, we talk about like Nielsen ratings. Well, this show's doing really well.
Right.
This show's doing really well. Netflix has had back libraries. Like, you can't pull data from people going to rent movies at Blockbuster for the past 10 years because they shut down.
They
But
don't
before that,
Right.
what they've done is they've pulled data, viewing data from every single person,
Right.
every single time, minute or second they've watched a show over the past 10 years. So if you notice, you know what they noticed a few years ago? Oh, wow. There's a, remember rom-coms in the early 2000s? There was
Yes.
like Matthew McConaughey was in a rom-com every year, romantic comedies. Well, then it was like an overload. Everybody quit watching it. Well, Netflix noticed a few years ago, wow, people are really getting into these old romantic comedies.
Yep.
So they chunked a bunch of money, made like 10 different romantic comedies, threw them up there. They know what we like,
Right.
and they're tailoring what they're actually filming and producing around it
Yep.
to attract us.
Yep.
They're watching, oh wow, people are watching a lot of VeggieTales, and then VeggieTales gets pulled, we buy a little bit, we're going to make our own VeggieTales, like an off JV VeggieTales. So it's like they're going to make things based on what we watch, and they're pulling all of our data.
So to take that another step further, Amazon is doing this, Spotify is doing this, Netflix is doing it. They are using your information to tailor your buying habits, your song listening habits. They know when you listen to a certain amount or a certain style of music. Let's just say you're listening to very melancholy music on Spotify. They know then when you open up the Netflix app what movies it should recommend to you based off of that.
mood.
And then your ads, then the things that you purchase.
Yeah, and what
Google
rolls into
all-
the next video because they autoplay.
They're all doing it. The only ones that are technically saying that they will never do that is Apple. I don't know if I 100% buy it. Google definitely does it. Amazon definitely does
And
it.
here's the thing: Google owns YouTube, YouTube TV,
Oh,
Google Play
gosh.
Music. So if you go in and search for Rihanna in Google,
Yeah.
they're going to tailor this is the end because Rihanna has a guest appearance, and they're going to show that on YouTube as a clip of that. Like they're literally bringing all of your searches across like everything. like across all those platforms, and they're tailoring, like you said, the ads. Like they know, like people like. I remember it was at the Dirt conference. I don't remember that conference.
I do remember.
2010.
Something from nothing.
Was it 2010 to 2007? The Dirt conference. I remember I was listening to a guy talk, and he mentioned something about, the Google has your data, Google conspiracy, and that was the first time I'd ever heard that. And I thought, I mean, I like Google; it's just a search engine, but it's true. They know us. Facebook, Google, which Google includes obviously YouTube, Google Search, all that other anything you do on the internet ever is Google because you're using Chrome. Everything we do, they track it, and then they build these algorithms around it. And so when people are like, I want my Instagram feed in chronological order. No, Instagram wants it to where they read you. They know what you like. They know what what photos you're sitting on longer. They know whose accounts you're going to without clicking anything. They know you, and then they're going to tailor the stories at the top, the photos at the top, because they want you to enjoy your experience so much you don't leave their app. They are all competing for your attention, and so they tailor it around what they know you like without you knowing you want to see that.
You know what this all comes back to? It's still marketing and advertising.
No, marketing and advertising.
It's still
that's all it is.
That's all this really boils down to.
That's because that's how these companies exist, is because they have our attention. If you have someone's attention, that's marketing. Whether you're selling or buying or building value or equity in them, you want them to watch you.
This is it was a Google, there was an Amazon and a Google person. They were giving a talk. It wasn't a TED talk, but it was something similar to that. They were basically saying that we know you better than your own mother does.
Oh yeah.
We know what your real habits are. We know what your real likes and dislikes are. Okay, so how does this all play into it? Well, streaming services are going to get better and better at tailoring some of the content for you. If you notice on Netflix, if you watch it on your phone, which most people do, I would love to see what the percentage is of watching it on an Apple TV or on on your actual television, smart TV versus your phone. But they are experimenting with scrolling features that is exactly like what Instagram and Facebook have, because they know that motion, you are so trained in this infinite scroll. So they're showing you previews, they're showing you stats, they're showing you quotes and one-liners and pictures and things like that of different movies, and they are learning what you like and don't like. So streaming services are not pure. They're not just shows. They are still tracking what you watch. Yes, it will tailor it. Like, no one should be surprised anymore that your Amazon Alexa is listening to you. Like, for crying out loud.
It's waiting on you to say its name.
Yes.
It's like an attentive spouse.
It's all...
We all have those.
Yes, we definitely have those.
I have to beg Amanda to listen to me. Amanda, listen to me talk about
please
Netflix.
Listen to me.
She's like, I'm watching Instagram. See, that's what I want to talk about. They
I want to
know
talk
you.
about it.
You
Yeah, so you shouldn't be
me.
surprised. You shouldn't be surprised by that anymore. So, here's the thing. All right, people are like, wow, I can't believe that Disney Plus is going to be doing a new show called The Mandalorian. Of course they are. Why do you think they are stopping these Star Wars movies on the once every year track that they were on, and they're going now towards shows? Because they know they can get more of your attention off of a show than they can off of one single movie. It's a shot in the dark, as opposed to they have you longer. And it all
and they can cancel, and it's not a failure. You know what I mean? Like, Han Solo didn't meet, so it's like, oh, we had it set up for a sequel. You can run a TV show, have kind of an end, and be like, oh, it was a one season.
Look what Marvel did with the Daredevil, the Punisher, the Jessica Jones, the all those. They canceled them. Was there a huge uproar? Yes, but it's just because people were hooked. Were they great? No, but it wasn't as big of a risk.
Okay, so I'm on my YouTube, and my YouTube's different because it's not like they watch for entertainment. It's like education videos, math videos.
Yeah.
And this is the summer, so it's a little different. But I have, and this is for education videos. So you think, oh, they're going to watch on their Chromebook at school. It is sitting at half of the views, or 45% of my views are on a computer. 50% are on mobile phone.
Yeah.
Over half.
Yeah.
On education videos. So can you imagine the disparity whenever it comes to entertainment?
Yep.
And then 4.5% is a tablet. There's only less than 1% on a TV, and then I have 0.4% on a game console.
So we rented an SUV to go visit our family out of state this past week. And when we were walking out of the car rental, the lady behind the counter said, "Oh, by the way, this SUV has DVD players in the back. And she said, your kids are going to love it. And I was walking out the door, and I had a No Country for Old Men moment, and I turned around and I said, what did you say? She said, your kids are going to love it. There are DVD players in there. And I said, ma'am, my kids don't know what a DVD is. She goes, well, that way they could watch something on the road. And I take my phone out of my back pocket and I said, they can watch whatever they want. This is the other one that we're not talking
Neil,
about.
you
We're
can't
not
help
talking
yourself
about
explaining everything to people. You
I
you
have to
teach
explain
people.
it.
I will teach everyone in the world, one person at a time.
What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss? Call it friendo.
I watched that for the first time the other night.
The whole thing?
Yep.
Man, I'm proud of
3
you.
nights ago, you and Bill Simmons, y'all
Did you
talked
like
me
it?
into it. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It was a really good movie.
Yeah, it's a very good movie. You could also watch that on any streaming platform that you want. But the truth is, my kids, and this is the example, it goes back to this, and I joke around with my dad about it all the time. He orders the DVDs for Netflix. I don't know why, but he's one of the last people that does it. I said, Dad, you don't want the DVD. You want the content that is on the DVD.
Yep.
And that is where our kids are at. The biggest streaming platform that we didn't really talk about is YouTube.
You know,
That's not actually it's not even in the same category as the
it's-
other ones.
And here's why I think the other competitors should fear YouTube. Beyond them also getting metrics and watch data, they're getting the sparse watch data. So if they know, wow, people are really digging these bloopers from The Office on season 3.
Yes.
Oh, we'll just make a show. But that's the thing, YouTube Originals hasn't taken off yet because people don't see the value in YouTube Premium, and I think that's a marketing problem for YouTube.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
people should know. I mean, obviously YouTube TV and YouTube Premium, I think those are the 2 best deals that I pay for. But people
Right,
don't think that.
right.
They think of, Netflix, because it's what everybody's heard of.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that we don't take into consideration, YouTube is the most efficient and best and most accessible video streaming platform
Yes.
for mobile
Yep.
or for TV. YouTube moved away from annotations, where it's a little box you can put and click on your desktop.
right.
Now it's cards at the end. You can click it on your phone, touch screen, and it goes to stuff.
Goes right
It's
to it.
because YouTube does video the best. The #1 music streaming service in the world is YouTube.
Yeah.
Not YouTube Music, not Google Play, not Spotify, not Apple. 47% of all music listened to through the internet is from YouTube.
Yeah.
The video. We would have students, whenever they're in class and they're working on an assignment, they would literally pull up a music video because it's
Yeah.
easy to search. You don't have to download an app. You don't do anything. You just go to YouTube,
Right.
play the music video, and then click over to a tab and do their work.
And still wrong.
And that's what they would do. That's why Despacito is the #1 viewed video on the internet.
It just got passed up.
We didn't.
Lil Nas.
Lil Nas did not on YouTube.
I don't know if it's
On
on,
the
YouTube.
internet.
I can't say on the internet.
Okay.
But I can say on YouTube.
YouTube, because it was
As
like,
far as the longest that something has been at #1, it will not be. It won't
oh
be
no, it was
overall.
long. It just won. It beat Mariah Carey with longest top of the Billboard charts.
Yes, it
But-
just beat Despacito too.
Okay. No, on YouTube views, because they were like 8
I
billion.
don't know if it's YouTube views. I just know it being at #1 for a long time.
For the longest time. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
Billy Joel. This isn't going anywhere. Streaming platforms aren't going anywhere. The tricky part now is when these things start to get segmented out, you are going to have people that are deeply entrenched in, I want my Netflix, I want this and that and this and that. And it's going to come down to what content do they own? What content are they making? Not just what have we acquired, because that won't hold up for very long. It's going to be what original content are you actually making?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to tell you, Dad, you're going to have to get a smart TV at some point, because I don't know how much longer they're going to make DVDs.
No, just get him a Chromecast, like $25. Just plug it in the side and he can play it from his phone. It's easy too.
Yeah, it's very
Hit
easy.
one button.
You don't have to get an Apple TV.
No, they're like $250.
Yeah.
Buy
You
$25
could. You
Chromecast.
could,
It's perfectly
if you want
fine.
Apple. If you want Apple TV Plus. So that's streaming.
You have to have Apple TV Plus to do Apple TV. Or, I'm sorry. Do you have to have Apple TV?
Oh, I don't know about
Or
that.
can you just play it on your phone and then
That would
project
be
it onto a
crazy if they did
Chromecast?
that.
You know that the only service you couldn't project onto your Chromecast was Amazon Prime, because obviously they want you to buy the Echo.
Oh yeah.
They want you to buy the Chromecast.
Yeah.
Not Chromecast
Amazon,
is Google.
Amazon Fire Stick.
Fire Stick. That's
Yeah.
it.
Gary Busey.
Gary, did he promote them?
Oh yes.
Man,
That's his claim to fame.
That's how YouTube needs to market. Get Gary
Outside of
Busey.
his
That's the guy at the Dirt Conference that told me about the Google.
Yes, right.
We're going. No, I can't do a very good Gary Busey.
No, only Gary can.
Gary's though.
So that's streaming. You want to talk about AOL screen name?
Yeah, we got to end with that. We made a promise.
we
Neil,
did
and
make
we're
a
gonna
promise,
keep it.
and we are
Hey,
going to fulfill that
I
promise.
would like to say this, and this is gonna be gross. I'm gonna take my shoe off. But I'm gonna take my shoe off. Talking about Netflix.
Oh my gosh.
I got one of these Nike Cortez, and this is the Hawkins High School. See that little guy?
I do see
Look
it.
at that. That's Stranger Things. That is a Netflix
Come on.
original TV show, and I have a special edition shoe. And that's their integration culture and how they're marketing.
Yep.
Like that's just one of their shows that's doing well that took off. And like I think that's what they do. They just throw shows on the wall with sticks. We'll keep going.
Yeah.
So AOL screen names. Neil, do you want to start us off? What was your first screen name you remember creating?
Easter Bunny Eyes, 1988.
No, are you serious?
I'm being dead serious.
Easter Bunny Eyes, 1988. Why?
Because when people have that, they get that look like when you catch them off guard. You're in a meeting, somebody asks, why did you spend that much money on this and why did that happen? And they all get that look in their eyes. They go, oh my gosh, their eyes get really wide. If you look at any Easter Bunny, stuffed animal Easter Bunny, they all have the same, there's more white showing than the rest of their eyes. So a buddy of mine and I, we came up with that nickname that when anybody finds out bad news or whatever, they have that Easter Bunny eyes look. And then 1988, just when this baby gets up to 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some
What,
serious.
1988 though?
Yeah, 1988 is that's a Back to the Future reference.
But the speed limit was 88. It wasn't it the year? The year was 85, wasn't it?
It was 85, but the 1988 was just an inside joke.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
You
me.
want to explain it to us?
Easter Bunny eyes, 1988.
Okay. Mine was Just Do It 2214. Just Do It was the Nike slogan. I think they still have it. 22 was my favorite number, and 14 was my age.
Wow.
Just Do It 2414. Best or weirdest screen name you ever had?
I kind of wish I had gotten on a Hotmail account.
Awesome Man 13 for me. That was my Hotmail and my eBay because there was a YouTube comedian or no Comedy Central comedian. If I could be a superhero,
Yeah.
I would be Awesome Man. And I dressed up as Awesome Man.
Oh my
in
gosh.
10th grade for homecoming, and I just put it as my
That's
screen
good.
because it was on my mind when I was doing it. That was Hotmail. That wasn't my weirdest. I was just saying it because you said
Okay.
Hotmail.
All right. So what's your weirdest?
Okay, so I wouldn't want to say like Mojo Jojo 22 because that was fun fact. Did you know that at one time, I'm not going to get to the answer yet. I'm going to start with this.
Good.
Did you know that Abercrombie and Fitch tested out having their own email addresses? Because
No.
Yahoo got into it. So
What?
you could get, it was at ANF.com. And I got Batman at ANF.com.
Oh my
Tarver
gosh.
at ANF.com. I think I got a couple other, I tried to get some to grab them and then I could sell them later or something because that was the thing you did in
Oh
the
yeah.
early
You're a
2000s.
squatter.
I was a squatter. And then they dropped their domain service fairly quickly.
No. So it doesn't even exist anymore.
It was Abercrombie and Fitch. No, they were a clothing company. They just thought, let's
Oh
make some
my
money,
gosh.
create our own email addresses. And so they dropped.
That would
I mean,
be
it may
amazing.
have not lasted a year. I don't remember. I squatted on Batman. I still might be there. It might be worth.
If you want to ask us any more questions, you can at
Just email
Tyler
it at-
Tyler and Neil Explain Everything podcast at
ANF.com. Put it in the YouTube,
gosh.
iTunes ratings. Mine though, it's probably the weirdest that I kept. I kept it for the longest. For the longest,
I was gonna say it.
was Super Vegeta 13X. Because I was really into Dragon Ball Z in college.
Oh, yeah,
Vegeta is a bad guy.
gotcha.
And if you go Super Saiyan, you can be Super Vegeta. 13 was my number.
Man.
And it was taken, so it was X. Super
I
Vegeta
had
13X, AOL Instant Messenger.
Wow.
A lot of girls turned down that Instant Messenger. I don't know why.
Well,
a
it's-
lot of them didn't
It's
think
my
I was...
favorite when you were standing in line. I mean, it happens at Lowe's and Home Depot now.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's a good email address we can send it? And I just love standing in line and listening to people have to explain whatever
Their email addresses.
There's a lot of Hotmails out there.
A lot of Hotmails still. Well, that's where they're getting their Lowe's stuff from.
Yeah.
Is it bad that legit whenever we would interview people for teaching positions, if their email address was not at gmail.com, I instantly took them down one peg. No matter where they were, how great their interview was. If they said at Ymail, at Yahoo, at anything that wasn't Gmail, I thought, they're not very good at technology.
Yeah.
That's what I said in my head every time. Was I wrong? Absolutely not.
No.
So if you
No one
that's
can fault
that's
you
our
for that.
public service announcement. If you use an email regularly, it's not at gmail.com and it's not yourworkplace.com.
And it's not Abercrombie and Fitch.com. I don't think
That one I would hire him on the spot. I was like,
gosh.
done. Superintendent, you're out. Bring in
Batman.
that
You were
person.
hired.
Batman.
I have your email address.
No need
My
to contact. We'll
gosh.
send you an email. What about you?
Amazing.
Weirdest? Can you think of your weirdest?
I can't. I always did. I always do weird references to a song, to a movie reference or whatever, and then I always go back to the year that it was made, the year that it won an award or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's just dumb combinations.
Yeah.
A lot of Clint Eastwood references for no reason.
That's good. Mine was a Super Troopers reference. My first YouTube account, 2007. 13 Evil Shenanigans. Can you name the movie?
13 Evil Shenanigans Meow.com.
Oh,
I
he
know.
did it. Super Troopers.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not shenanigans at all,
Yeah.
really. Evil Shenanigans.
Man, there's so many ones. I never saw the second one.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I bet it did.
It'll be on Netflix soon.
Yeah, if
Might be.
they can afford it to put it up there.
Probably not.
No.
Did that get was that like a Kickstarter for that
Yeah,
movie coming
I
back
think so.
around? It was.
That and they
Rotten
did a Joe
Tomatoes.
Dirt 2, and I never saw that or the Dumb and Dumber 2. We talk about that.
I don't think David Spade saw it either. I don't think he knows he's in it.
Yeah, probably not.
Made out of 100%.
Man, I hope he's okay.
He's
Just shoot me.
he's not.
That was a show he
Yeah.
had. That was his show.
Yeah.
I wasn't just saying that.
Okay.
All right.
Well, listen. Hopefully, we've explained everything you need to know about streaming services.
I hope you understand it all. And next week we'll talk about streaming services again, but in a different way.
We
'cause
didn't
that's what we
even
do.
have one Ghostbusters reference in here about not crossing the streams.
Not across the streaming services. That's good. Well, thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk.
Bye.